YouTube, what's the deal? No introduction needed. Y'all see what's going on in this video. You're reacting to another animal. This is going to be called a Saiga antelope. I never heard of this before. I never even seen this shit before. But I asked Chat GPT to give me an animal to react to, and they chose this one. So we're going to see if it's worth the reaction. Without further ado, let's fucking get it. If you're new to this, like, comment, subscribe. Let's do it.
Is an antelope that looks like it's straight out of Star Wars. Unfortunately,
Flappy
the
ass
problems
nose.
they're facing are far from being science fiction.
Flappy ass nose. Flappy nose ass. Yam ass.
Hi, I'm Danielle, and you're
bottle.
watching Animal Logic.
Water bottle nose
Saiga
ass.
is a critically endangered antelope that lives in Central Asia.
They are the only extant members of their genus.
So it lives in Central Asia. I want to go to Asia. But I heard that women's coochies be sideways. But I don't know.
And there are two subspecies. The Russian Saiga, or Saiga tatarica tatarica,
Saiga antelope.
Russia, Kazakhstan, and Uzbekistan in the winter, while the Mongolian Saiga, or Saiga tatarica mongolica, is only found in, well, you guessed it, Western Mongolia.
Their closest living relative is the springbok, which is really interesting because springboks only live in southern Africa, which is very far from Saiga territory.
Okay.
Saigas are between 60 and 80 centimeters tall at the shoulder,
Right.
or around 100 to 140 centimeters long.
That just
and
looks
weigh
like
up
a
to
tiger would
65
just love to
kilos.
eat that shit.
Life in the steppes
I would
gets
if I was a
very
tiger.
cold
I'll
in
eat
the
it.
winter.
And like most
I'd eat it
other
every
cold
day.
climate dwellers, Saigas grow their coats
Motherfuckers would be a stink because of me if I was a tiger. Shit.
out to adapt. Their coats also change color, from a sandy brown to a snowish gray in the winter. This
Okay.
helps with camouflage.
Right.
Saigas are social animals.
They're social
They typically
animals. So
form
they
herds
talk a
of
lot.
between 30 and 40
Talk
members,
too much.
but when migrating, they will form massive herds, 10,000 strong. It's an astonishing sight to be seen.
One of the first things you'll notice about Saigas are their amazing horns.
Only the males have horns, and they can measure up to 38 centimeters long, and they can have over 20 rings. The older the male, the more rings he has. Mongolian Saigas have smaller horns, measuring only about 20 centimeters long. They use these horns for fighting over females.
But the feature that really makes them look like aliens out of Star Wars is their nose.
Right.
A giant, gelatinous-looking nose.
Yeah.
Their nostrils are bloated, significantly enlarged, and
Water
pointed
bottle front
downwards.
face nose.
Living in
Stanley
large
Cup
herds
nose
in a
ass.
habitat of semi-desert and plains, there tends to be a lot of dust in the air, and their nose helps them filter it out. Also, their enlarged nasal passage can warm up air entering their nose in the harsh winters of the steppes, and cool the air entering their nose during hot summers. During rutting season, when males are fighting over females, the male's nose gets even bigger. To attract a female, they will shake their heads, making an extremely satisfying squishy sound as their gelatinous nose shakes to and fro. This is their mating ritual.
Animals show out in
Females
front of the
tend to choose
hoes
a
too.
male with the
See?
squishiest, sloppiest, and blubberiest
Ain't
nose.
nothing wrong with showing out in front of the girls, man.
I mean, who wouldn't? Unfortunately, the fun for the Saiga stops with a nose shake.
The story of Saiga populations is a saga of peaks and valleys.
Okay.
Historically,
It looks like a lot of
Saigas
them.
occupied a
It
much
look
broader
like
territory than they
just
currently
wanna
do.
be
Prior to
killed.
the Holocene, they were found
I
all
don't know
the
though.
way from modern-day England, across Europe, Asia, Beringia, Alaska, and possibly even here in Canada, but over the years went extinct in this range.
More recently,
can't
they were
migrate
nearly
through water,
hunted
that's
to
what I'm saying.
extinction in the 1920s,
That's fake.
taking their population from the millions.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name
Oh,
on it.
fucking
Just by
ad,
thinking
man.
about it. Meet Base 44.
To the hundreds.
To the 100.
Fortunately, they were able to recover due to strict protections put in place by the USSR, and miraculously were able to thrive despite a strict population bottleneck.
By the 1950s, there were 2 million Saigas in the USSR alone.
But all good things come to an end, and due to their booming population and the dwindling population of another horned species, the rhino, some environmentalists, in an attempt to curb rhino poaching, encouraged hunters to hunt Saiga instead. This, combined with the fall
Good.
of the USSR,
I'd rather
and
have
subsequent
rhinos
loss
than
of
these.
Saiga
What
protection,
about y'all?
led to a free-for-all for the beautiful Saiga horn, shrinking their populations. Since the males are the ones with the horns, the poachers almost exclusively target them, creating a sex imbalance resulting in reproductive failures.
And what?
Poachers hunt saigas for two
Man,
main
get the
reasons:
fuck on
their
with them-
meat,
them
which is
weird-ass
apparently
facts.
quite tasty, and their horns, which are unfortunately still used in traditional Chinese medicine.
Saigas have massive territory and migrate vast distances in search of better weather and food,
Okay.
namely grass, cypress, saltworts, fobs, and lichen. Yet it has become increasingly difficult for saigas to travel those vast distances, as barbed wire border fences prohibit them from completing their migrations. As a result, many
That's where what's his face started killing everybody. What's his name? What's his name, y'all?
saigas starve to death.
Humans really are the reason that we can't have nice things.
But poachers and boarders aren't the extent of our
Killed like a
negative
million
impact on the
people,
saiga
or something, has the
population.
most bodies in the
Global
world.
warming has
Oh.
allowed for new pathogens to enter
what
their
it
environment. Since saigas have gone through two
can't
extreme
be that
population bottlenecks relatively recently, they aren't well equipped to fight these new diseases.
Their genetic pool is very small, and if there's a disease that will kill one saiga, it's likely to kill thousands.
In 1988, a disease killed over 400,000 saigas, over two-thirds of their
Damn.
population. Since, their population somewhat rebounded, when in 2015 it happened again. 200,000 saiga died, reducing their population by over
What the
half in just
fuck?
3 weeks. The most
That's
likely
sad as
cause is a
fuck.
bacterial infection called pasteurellosis, a bacteria which is actually found in their noses and is normally harmless unless it enters their bloodstream, where it becomes lethal. The leading theory on why this happened is that there were unusually high temperatures
Snorting all that coke. They snort too much cocaine out there. That Asian Mongolian cocaine.
and humidity in the days leading up to
Hopefully
their
I don't get
deaths.
striked for that.
And the same was true for 2 previous cases of mass death in the region.
This suggests that the rising temperatures across the globe are a driving factor in these types of deadly bacterial infections.
Right.
The most frightening thing about these mass death events is that they have a 100% mortality rate. No saigas recovered. When the dust settled, there were only healthy saigas and dead saigas. Fortunately for saigas, their survival strategy is based on high reproductive rates, with females consistently giving birth to triplets every year.
Population booms and crashes might be par for the course, but we're creating a world where the saiga population peaks are low and the valleys are catastrophic.
Saigas have survived for thousands of years, but soon may be facing the harsh realities of climate change, not unlike many other prehistoric species, like the woolly mammoth and the saber cats. If you'd like to dive into the world of megafauna like saber cats, I highly recommend that you go watch Age of Series examines these predators, and eventually came to world domination. The series is beautifully shot in 4K and expertly narrated, telling the gripping tale of the clash of the coolest predators on the planet.
All right, well, it looks like they're done talking about the Saiga cats, the Saiga antelopes. But yeah, that animal looks weird. Has a distinctive ass face. Distinctive features. Let me see. All right. So we're gonna go with the facts on this animal. We're gonna go with the facts. So the strange nose has a real purpose. It treats it like a warming, a heating and cooling vent. So it can breathe in hot air if it's cold, and it could breathe in cold air if it's hot to warm this body up, the blood temperatures. Like you've seen in the video, they have a bacteria that can go in their nose, and if it goes to their bloodstream, it can be fatal. So I gotta watch out what y'all sniffing out there, antelopes. They are incredibly fast. They can run up to 50 miles per hour. We ain't seen no videos of this thing running though. It said 50 miles per hour. They once lived with prehistoric animals, so it's not like this is a new animal. No, this thing has been around for years. to thousands of years ago. And only the males have horns. So if you see a male, yeah. If you see a male with horns, that's a male. The population crashed in 2015. Over 200,000 Saiga antelopes died within just a few weeks, as you guys can see from that blood bacteria. Their noses get bigger during mating season, so they show up basically in front of the girls with their nose. You feel me? With that big bottle Stanley cup nose ass. They almost went extinct. They went very close to extinction, but conservation efforts are slowly helping. Conservation efforts are slowly helping them recover. And that's all I got for you guys with this animal. I think it's a pretty interesting animal. I think it would be a good prey for a tiger, but it also looks cool and unique. But without further ado, appreciate y'all for watching the video. JRS Pros, where we out.
Ain't ducking no smoke, niggas know we spin. Can't talk to a God, cause a nigga still sin. We the ones patching options, standing on bench. Gen 4G lock with a switch and a fit. AIP making nothing look like we got titty. Run that nigga down, working out LA fit. Don't tell no Glock if it ain't got switch. And pop on they block, that shit sound fish. Ain't pop